Powered by Riverside.
It's the Dynasty front office, and we are building you championships one trade at a time. This is the trade banger of the week, and here's your host, Chad Mendoza.
I got it. Thanks for the intro. I got it. I was drinking some water, coughing a little bit. It's all right. I'm here. Excuse me. How's it going, guys?
Good,
buddy. How are you?
Awesome. Hi. I'm good. I'm ready to do the trade banger, I think. Well, yeah, I'm ready now. I wasn't ready when we first started, but anyways, here we go. This is the trade banger of the week, the deal that's too good, too bad, or just too wild not to talk about. If you got a trade that shook up your league, send it our way. It might just be next week's banger. For those of you that are new here, don't know what we're talking about, we take some random trade, somebody sends us, we see, just whatever, and then we talk about it, decide if it's good or not. Might plug it into a calculator or two, talk crap about the calculator, who knows. This week we've got an interesting one. It's from my buddy Ben. He is kind of a word I can't say on here, but
great pal.
Usually when
nice
when people send us trades, you know, I'm like, hey, can you tell me a little bit about your league? Can you tell me a little bit about your situation? I just got a lot of yes and no's from him, which was very fun and very excited to deal with that. I don't even know why I'm doing this trade right now.
Seems like Ben's going to catch a slap by the look on your face.
I'm very annoyed with Ben. Very annoyed. It was like 45 minutes before the show. I'm like trying desperately to get a trade. Anyways, we've got Justin Herbert, Breece Hall, and the 207 for Jahmyr Gibbs and Kyler Murray. Interesting. So I wasn't sure what to think about this trade when he sent it over to me. It's one of those that, like, on paper, when I'm first looking at it, I'm like, oh, you know, like, clearly one side. But then I think about it more, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can see both sides here. I plug it into a calculator. Calculator disagrees with me completely. I want to know what you guys think about it. So I'm just going to throw it out there. I know, Breece Hall kind of has a lot going on with a potential new destination. Justin Herbert, we're excited about the next step he's going to take. Jahmyr Gibbs always is Jahmyr Gibbs, and then Kyler. Who knows? Fill me in, Austin. What's going on?
On which part? Because you just threw a lot at me. So do you want Kyler, Breece?
Whatever you want to talk, whatever your heart desires here. Just go with the flow.
I think there's two big question marks on both sides. The problem for me is that the big question mark on one side is the quarterback, whereas the big question mark on the other side is the running back, because the last news we got on Breece Hall is the Jets are expected to franchise tag him, which removes a lot of excitement away for the possibilities for Breece Hall. If that happens, it makes the trade a lot more dull on one side, as in ceiling outcomes. But the floor on the side with Murray is it could be just Jahmyr Gibbs that holds any real value in, 8 months' time. So to me, that's a huge risk. I don't know which side I would want. I guess it would depend on my quarterback situation, but I'm not sure which side's scarier to me.
You guys have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I have a lot to add to that. So you're telling me that I can get potentially tier 1, potentially QB1 in Justin Herbert. So I QB that
hold on. The QB1 or QB1?
Potentially the QB1.
Oh my God.
You think he could score QB1?
I think he could. I see his ceiling in this offense with that coordinator and those weapons and his
What about
talent.
the head coach?
What? So he's on the spectrum. It's okay.
Sorry, that's a hype train going off in Jesse's background there.
No, he's at choo-choo for Jesse. That's where we're at with Jesse.
Yeah, I have Justin Herbert in the
so
elite in the elite tier. He's in the he's in the Burr Mahomes. He's there.
Why?
Even though he's
What
never
has he
done it,
done?
right?
Well, he did it once, his
Yeah,
second year,
yeah.
5,000 yards. But was that 5 years ago at this point?
Yeah, he's still got all of that talent. He's in his prime. He's finally got the weapons and the coordinator. He got rid of Greg Roman, right? And he got Mike McDaniels. Oh, so now you have Ladd to move the chains. You have Quentin Johnston to stretch the field.
Isn't
You
that
have-
funny?
I know.
He
right?
had them last
You
year.
have a Rondé Gadsden as your third weapon, and then you have a top tier running back in Omarion Hampton.
We hope.
You bring back. Okay, I'm putting that. I'm writing that in pen. And then you're bringing back two of the top tackles in the NFL. You just gotta do a little work on the interior line, and bing, bang, boom, you have a wagon of an offense. So I'm trading for it. Yes, absolutely. If you tell me I can get an elite quarterback and a running back, so you tell I hadn't heard that news about Breece.
Yeah.
So that really dampens it a bit. The excitement of the unknown with Breece was really like kind of like cemented this deal on that side for me. But I'm still going to take the Herbert side.
Let me ask you a question, Jesse. Because among your Justin Herbert tirade and the whole new offensive coordinator hype and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you specifically believe that Jim Harbaugh is going to allow this guy to throw 600 times a year?
They came out as a passing offense last year with Greg Roman. I think that Harbaugh has fallen in love with Justin Herbert. You forget that he's a former quarterback that used to like to sling it as well.
I mean, I would counter that is because they had Kamani Vidal as their main running back. Would be a main reason they couldn't run.
No, I mean, while Hampton was healthy, they came out to start the year slinging it. If you remember Quentin Johnston making big plays, it was a passing offense to start the year last year. And then injuries and everything else that happened to them.
Well, I mean, also the games where they were slinging it were against tough opposition. Like he was having to try to keep up in those games. And the offense wasn't extremely effective. Like it wasn't like he was, out there throwing for 400 yards a game. I think during that stretch he had like two games above 300 yards where he was like, had a ton of attempts. But that was just during a small stretch of the season. We saw like as the season went on and the running game got a little bit more effective, they really tried to lean on that run game. And you can say like, or we can say like that had a little bit to do with the offensive line as well, and maybe that is true. But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that when Omarion Hampton is healthy and running, that they try to establish the run with him. That's just who Jim Harbaugh's been.
I just think it's going to be a wagon of an offense with one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL with elite weapons.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I get it.
I don't have to dig too deep. It's surface level. I'm in.
Man, elite weapons. Quentin Johnston is elite.
I mean,
Ladd's elite.
Like Ladd's elite.
Yeah,
Gadsden's elite.
I think that those guys can take that step. Yes, and I think they fit so well together.
I think that's just you're counting on like almost all of them to take the step in order to be elite.
That's a lot of it,
right?
No. I mean, if you look at Quentin Johnston's year last year, he started extremely hot, making big plays in the way that you thought it would happen if he ever did hit. And then he got hurt, which is part of his profile as well. And then he ended the year very strong as well with a couple 100-yard games.
Yeah.
I think you're underselling Quentin Johnston. I'd give a high second for him right now. No problem. And in this class, I'd probably give up the 111 for Quentin Johnston.
Wow. Okay. I bet you get him.
Oh, I know I'd get him.
That's
good.
It's really interesting. I can see why everybody, or not everybody, I can see why Jesse is extremely excited about Justin Herbert. I do think that there are some pretty large caveats and maybe a few question marks sprinkled about. The other guy that has a lot of caveats and question marks sprinkled, actually not even sprinkled, they're just like full of question marks. Kyler Murray. What's going on? Like, is he going to be the Cardinals quarterback? Is he going to find?
No.
No, they've already stated they're going after Malik Willis.
Okay. So where do you guys see him? Are you guys excited about him in a potentially new, system, new location?
The only thing that would get me excited is Minnesota right now with what I'm looking at. There aren't a whole lot of other places that would
Indy
really
would
get me
have me
excited.
pretty
Indy
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indy's the one that.
Yeah,
jumps
but they're
off
gonna.
the-
I mean, they're gonna re-sign Daniel.
Yeah,
That's
same. I saw the same reports.
There's mutual interest that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I could see a Kyler come in. Hey, you're quote unquote competing with JJ McCarthy. Oh, look, Kyler won. Shocker. And then he does that. If he goes anywhere else, I'm not excited about it at all. And that's kind of why, like, despite all of Jesse's love and absolute, I'm pretty sure he sent Valentine's to Herbert last weekend. But I love Herbert too. But that's why, like, the uncertainty of the quarterback on the Gibbs side with Kyler is what makes me like. I like the security in the quarterback is kind of the first part of a trade I like to look at. So
What you know what? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Indianapolis is probably a long shot just because of what they had going on with Anthony Richardson and how a lot of the gripes coming out of there were, the fact that the process wasn't really being established there, and he wasn't just a guy that was coming in every day and doing what he was supposed to do. And that's a lot of what we hear from Kyler Murray. Who knows if it's true, but just the reports. Maybe Miami. That could be another interesting.
That's another name.
When's the new COD come out? Call of Duty.
Oh, gosh,
We're good. We got
when GTA 6
we have like
comes
9
out,
months, so yeah, we're good.
sometime before the playoffs.
9 months. Yeah, it's actually start of the season.
Yeah. So, what are you guys willing to pay for Kyler Murray just in a vacuum by himself, separated from this deal?
Mid-second.
Yeah,
Really?
Hey,
That's it? Mid-second?
Off the top of my head. Yeah, because I'm not confident that wherever he goes, he's going to be confident or he's going to be effective or successful.
Man, maybe it's me, but like I feel like any quarterback that has the potential of starting and is going to get a potentially fairly large contract pretty much is locked in at least early second. I think that's like starting the conversation.
yeah,
It's like 201, 202.
I was going to say early second, and I wouldn't pay a late first until I actually knew where he was going. And if
Yeah,
somebody
I
just wanted to
think that's
offload him at
reasonable.
that point, then I'd be like, okay, then let's.
I have this weird idea in my head that they should trade him to Miami for Tua.
That would definitely be interesting.
Huh.
That is interesting for sure.
I think he might fit kind of well in Miami. I don't know. I don't know if he really fits anywhere at this point, but it's better than the worst case scenario, which would be the Jets, and that could happen.
Now the Steelers would be pretty bad too, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Can you imagine him and Mike McCarthy and DK
And
Metcalf?
DK,
Gosh.
and that's just not a good mix. Ugh. But with the Jets, I just see the Jets as like having a lack of direction and a lack of leadership, and it could just all fall apart.
Yeah, I hear you. The 207, I don't think we need to get too far into that. It is what it is at this point. It's a little bit depreciated just because of the draft class and the nature of it. But it's interesting because the 207 could be a fairly decent wide receiver prospect. We'll see how that shakes out. Just something to keep an eye on.
There are
Breece-
a ton of them in this
Yeah.
draft.
Yes. Yeah. A ton of them for sure. Breece Hall is, I know Austin touched on him a little bit. He's interesting because I think, anything that the Jets touch just is dust, right? Nobody wants it. Nobody should want it. Besides Garrett Wilson, obviously. But Breece, what are we doing? What's his price? He's just another tough one for me personally.
I mean, minimum, I'd want the 105.
Yeah, I was going to say 104. I think that's kind of where
Yep.
the price point would be.
104.5.
Wow. I think you guys are higher on Breece than I am. I think I'd be very excited to get the 104 or 105 for Breece Hall, personally.
He's still only 24. That's kind of...
Yeah. That's my thought, is that if I have to wait out another mediocre year.
Which mediocre for him, still basically 1,000 yards if he's healthy, as long as he's healthy.
Ton of catches.
Yeah, so I'm still going to get low-end RB1, high-end RB2 numbers on a mediocre year.
Yeah. We're just not getting the potential, top 5 year that we could in a good offense out of Breece.
Yeah, maybe I'm just higher on the 3 wide receivers in this class than you guys are, because I wouldn't take Breece Hall over any of them, to be honest with you, any of the 3.
Yeah, that's tough. You might be right about that. That's why I said 105 though. So if it's like the last one in that stretch, but I mean, I would definitely give the 106 for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's fair. All right, so yeah, I'll just ask you guys straight up, one at a time. Jesse, what do you feel about this trade? Which side are you going with? I kind of think we kind of know, but just say it.
Herbert side. Just if I'm going after an elite asset, I'd rather be quarterback than running back.
Okay.
Not downgrading Gibbs at all.
If anybody's in any leagues with Jesse, just check if you have Herbert.
I know I do, so I'm about to send an offer.
I know, I was checking it while you guys were talking just a minute ago. Austin, who you got?
I'll take the true elite asset in this trade and take Jahmyr Gibbs, not the one that we want to be elite. I'll take the Gibbs side. As long as I have a true QB1 in my stable still. If Herbert is my one and I'm trading him away, that makes me a lot more hesitant. But as long as I have a real QB1 in this on my roster still, then yeah, I'll take Gibbs.
Yeah, I don't even think that's not a good process to trade your QB1 away for an RB.
Correct. I agree with that, definitely.
Yeah. I wish I had more information on the specific league, Ben. but I don't. So
thanks, Ben.
Yeah, thanks, Ben.
Ben.
But Austin, to your point, in the one true elite asset in the trade, sorry, Jesse, Jahmyr Gibbs, you know how you know he's the one true elite asset in the trade? We didn't even talk about him because we don't really have to.
Yeah,
so,
true.
Mike, who you got?
I'm going to take the Justin Herbert side. I think you can benefit on the upside of whatever happens with Breeze and even the 207. If you need to push that further down, you might be able to mid-draft get a 27 second for that. So just gives you more options, I think. And I could see more going wrong for the chance of more going wrong for Kyler than maybe going right for Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I hear you. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to take the Jahmyr Gibbs, Kyler Murray side, just for the potential upside with Kyler and the safety floor with Jahmyr Gibbs. But yeah, it's a fun trade to think about. If you've got a trade that's just as fun as this one, even more fun than this one, but you are more conversational than Ben, I would love for you to send me the trade. I would love to hear about your league, talk more about it, and we can get your trade on the podcast. So you can reach us at dynfo.official@gmail.com. Again, that's dynfo.official@gmail.com. All right, guys, let's get out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the front office. The lights are low, the boards are lit, and the dynasty clock is ticking. From the heart of the startup draft to the championship throne, one crew rules the long game. Give it up for the undisputed architects of empire, Dynasty.